As a dad of teenagers, I'm concerned about social media among their age group, of course, like most parents. Two teenagers from Amity High School are also concerned, and they are doing something about it by trying to get a new law passed. I sat down with them. And joining us now from Amity High School, Daniel Moorman, and we also have Michael Audie. And gentlemen, thanks for being with us here today.
Thanks for having us.
So don't be nervous. It's just a television show. You're going to be fine. So let's talk a little bit about what you're doing. And you are coming up with a bill to sort of crack down on social media. Why don't you start, Daniel?
Yeah, absolutely. So our bill has two different provisions because with social media for minors specifically, there's two different problems that we've identified. The first one is a mental health crisis that we've been seeing in our youth as of late. And then the second one is a parenting crisis, a crisis of development and education for our youth. So let's start with our mental health one. So we have developed a provision to crack down on algorithms. Our ban is to ban algorithms that are addictive for people under 18. And what this is going to especially do is help it so that, because we already know that addictive algorithms, it recommends only what you want to see. It doesn't actually recommend you other perspectives or things that are new to you that may help you learn and grow.
So for some viewers who don't fully understand an algorithm, what exactly is that?
So an algorithm, that's basically what decides what content you have. So there's different language models, and that'll decide if you get a post from ESPN or Fox.
And that's controlled by the social media?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And you gentlemen don't have social media, right? You don't do it? Is that?
I have it, but I don't use it.
Okay. Is it a lot of pressure to be in high school and not have it? I'm a dad of teens, both high schoolers, and my kids are on social media. We monitor it very closely, but it's tough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to have social media, and I used to use it a little more often, but I think, one of the things that kind of changed me is my parents were saying, can you actually go without it for a week? And then I tried it for a week, and I was like, well, this is actually pretty good. I saw more side effects, that were more positive. My mental health was definitely getting better, and I felt more informed about the world. And then I tried that for a month, and I said, well, this is a lot better. So I decided to really stop using social media altogether.
You did a lot of research. I know your teacher is Chris Borelli. Very proud of the two of you for the work that you did. And one of the things that I read here that was kind of stunning, 70% of parents don't know their kids are on social media.
Yeah, I mean, I know when I was 13, my parents didn't know that I got it. So that's a pretty big deal because we want the parents to know what their kids are doing and what information they're consuming.
What would you like lawmakers to do?
Yeah, so the second part of it is actually parental consent. That's our really main thing. We want it so that parents can have the option for their children to use social media if they're under 16. And what this does is it makes it so that at least there's a conversation, but even at best, though, the parents would be deciding whether or not, and they have that conversation, they decide together what's really best for their child. Because I think, Dennis, that, you could admit as a father, and everybody can admit that you as parents know much better what to do with your children than, a social media company that doesn't really know them that well.
So you two kind of self-regulate your appearances and your use of social media. What led to that? Did you reach a point in your life, Michael, where it was like, I don't feel right, or this is too much?
Yeah, I think just over time you realize it's kind of a waste of time. You can do so much better things. I mean, you could go to the baseball field, go kick a soccer ball around, or go read a book instead of just mindlessly scrolling forever.
Yeah, we always tell our kids, your mom and I didn't have social media when we were younger, so we didn't have to deal with this. But some of it, and you talk about this in your research, there are some benefits. What are some of the benefits, Michael, to social media?
I think it's important to contact friends. I mean, you could call your buddy at the click of a button, set up a hangout instantly, so that's important.
Okay, and would you agree with that? What other benefits are there? Because I know that my daughter sometimes sees products showing up that she's like, well, that's interesting, or,
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the benefits of social media that I've seen is that people can connect with their family, even lost long families. So it definitely helps when you're trying to explore the world, especially when you're young. We just think that we need regulations to be able to stop the addictive side of it from taking over.
Hey, have you seen any instances of social media actually hurting some of your friends at all, some of your classmates?
I don't know if I've seen anything personally. Actually, no. My brother, he uses social media a lot, and I think he's just kind of addicted to it. Same with most people I know, but...
Yeah, it's tough when people wake up first thing in the morning and they reach for it.
Yeah, and adding on to that, I mean, I think that most high schoolers they know somebody who's had depressive symptoms or has a mental health issue or even knows somebody that has contemplated suicide. I mean, the fact that it's all too common that, that if you use social media, our Surgeon General says that you're 2 times more likely to have this mental health problem. So everybody's really seen it in high school, which we haven't seen, 30 years ago or 40 years ago.
So where do we go from here? What's next? You're working with your state representative, correct?
Yeah. We're working with Kathy Kennedy, so she's the representative of Orange and Milford, and we're working with her to pass a bill to regulate both the algorithms and require parental consent.
And so she's going to propose this session?
Yeah, and she's done, amazing work. She's really worked overtime for a community to get this passed, and she'll be introducing this on January 8th when the session starts.
So let me ask you this. You're both applying to colleges. You haven't heard yet. And what do you want to do when you grow up? Because this is pretty mature to do something like this.
I want to work in investing, so I want to study finance next year.
Okay.
And I want to do political science because I feel like this kind of work of helping society is really beneficial.
Well, I know you're waiting to hear from some colleges, and so maybe they'll see this segment and they'll be like, we want these two because they are future leaders. I really respect you guys for doing this. This is amazing.
We hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Michael Otte and Daniel Merriman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
today.
you.